Hello everybody and welcome to a Elite Four Pokemon discussion about Sun and Moon. Now, just before we start, please know that all pictures do not belong to me and they are copyrighted by the people who own them. And please enjoy this cadence from Pokemon Fire Red. Now, in every Pokemon game, you are challenged by the Elite Four. And just to stroll down memory lane, here are a few of them. There's one, Generation 2, Generation 3, and Generation 4. And we're going to go through all of them, but you'll see in a minute. But they're a crucial part of finishing a game because they determine your championship or non-championship. And so we get to Generation 7 and their Elite Four. And Professor Kukui has decided to establish an Elite Four on one of the islands in Alola, and he wants you to challenge it and become its first champion. And so he goes around and asks the four island kahunas who you had to face already for your grand trial to be members of the Elite Four. And they ended up with. So he asked Hala, and Hala is the kahuna of Melee Island, who is a fighting type specialist. He asked Olivia, who is a rock type specialist, and the kahuna of Kayla Island, or Kala, however you pronounce it. He asked Nanu, who is the kahuna of Ula Ula Island, who is a dark specialist. And then Hapu, who is the kahuna of Pony Island, who is a ground specialist. And here's your Elite Four. What? Why are these two in this? So, obviously these two are not island kahunas, but what significance do they have in the story? Let's have a look at these two trainers individually. Now, Acerola is one of the trial captains you can find on Ula Ula Island, and she actually has a significance with Nanu. Not certain what the relationship is there, but Acerola says in one of her comments in the storyline that she did not, that Nanu did not was happy being a Kahuna because he was chosen by the Island Guardian itself, but he had no part in being part of the Elite Four, and so Acerola took over that spot because she was, I guess, qualified to take over that spot. Moving on, and here's Kahili, who is a flying type specialist, and she says she has some battle experience becoming a champion herself at one point. Not becoming a champion herself, completing the island challenge at one point by herself at one point in time. And really, she has no real significance to the story except that she's actually the fourth member of the Elite Four. Really, what happens is it's all Lily's fault, and if you finish the game and you beat the Elite Four and become the champion, you see that Hapu is arriving with Lily, so obviously Lily was distracting Hapu, and Hapu may not have become Elite Four member because Hapu was too young and just recently was accepted by the Island Guardian as the Island Kahuna. So maybe that's why Hapu is not in there. There's a lot of speculation out there, and it's a possible theory to come out later as to why these two are in there. So this is a possible theory episode. And I'd like to go with the Hapu was not experienced enough, and Hapu felt that she was not. She shouldn't be the final challenge for a potential champion of a region, the best trainer, quote unquote, of a region. And so she declined the position, and Kukui found one of the former Island Challenge winners to be the final member of the Elite Four. Now, let's look at this from a typing standpoint. In game, you have the types Fighting, Rock, Ghost, and Flying. But if you look at how it actually should be, it would be Fighting, Rock, Dark, and Ground, thanks to Nana, who is the Dark, and Tapu, who is Ground. Now, there's several reasons why this is not how it is in the game, and I would like to debunk a few of them. So let's look at the resistances to a few types. So this is Fighting. So Fighting obviously doesn't resist Fighting, so it's neutral, and as well Ground would be neutral to it as well. If you look, Fighting would have the advantage both in the Rock and Dark Elite Four challenges, making it so you could pretty much get a Rock type Pokemon that could learn a flying or psychic type move, and a I just lost all the ground resistances and everything. A ground type Pokemon or a water or a grass, something like that. Moving on to the next type, we'll look at grass. I think. Yes. So fighting again is neutral as well as dark this time, but rock and ground both resist it, which means the grass typing would easily fly through these two areas. But you could easily get a grass flying type or a grass fighting type throw in there, and then teach it the other move that you would need. So if you had like a grass fighting type, you could teach it a psychic or a flying move, beat the fighting type, and if you had a grass flying type, you could teach it a fighting type move or bug or something like that to beat the dark type. Not bug, but you understand what I mean. Moving on, and water is the same way as grass. Exactly. It's just neutral to fighting in dark, and super effective against rock and ground. You need to get a water fighting or a water flying or a water psychic, and you can take them out. And back to how they are in the game. Now, if you look at them in game and you try to make a type matchup, you realize none of these types share a weakness. And that's the ultimate reason why I believe Game Freak chose to put it like this. Because you cannot come into the Elite Four in Alola with a single Pokemon and single-handedly destroy the Elite Four. Now, given that I have if you choose Decidueye, if you choose a Rowlet, you have a Decidueye who can take out, if he knows a flying move, he can take out the fighting type. If you kept it with a flying type move, if it's got a grass move on it, it can take out the rock. It's ghost type, so it's obviously going to be effective against ghost. But flying is the only thing that's going to give it challenges. So really, Decidueye is probably one of the best Pokemon to actually take on the Elite Four with. And I'll get into the discussion about what to do for the battle before the champion. But right now we're focusing on this. So really, this is why I believe that they really switched these two characters. And throwing in Acerola with the Ghost type really threw a kink a lot of it, because it destroyed the fighting type attribute that you could just bring in the fighting type and it would kill the rock and dark. Then the flying threw a major kink in it by getting rid of the grass and water typings to destroy it as well. And if you try to counter anything, it doesn't work, because if you had a flying type to take out the fighting, the rock would beat it. If you had a dark type to take out the ghost, the fighting would beat it. If you had a grass type to take out the rock, you would have flying that would destroy it. Everything has a counter to it, and that's the point, I believe, of Elite Four. And as I said in the Pokemon game, the first games, that the general establishment of a team should be around Pokemon that have different types and attributes to them. And I think this is why this Elite Four is not for Island Kahunas, because you would have a team of one or two Pokemon that could take out every single one of them. And that's really not what they want you to do. They want you to experience the different Pokemon, they want you to experience different typings, and then do it that way. And have fun collecting Pokemon of different types and using their abilities to your favor. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe on this, and let me know what you think of the Elite Four in the Alola region, and tell me your stories on how you defeated them. Personally, I just used one Pokemon for each one. I had my Passimian take out the Passimian who knew Aerial Ace take out the fighting type. I took out the dark type one with my Decidueye with Leaf Blade. I took out the Ghost with Decidueye with the Spirit Shackle, and I took out Flying with a Vigavolt that knew Thunderbolt. And Charge Beam. Mostly Charge Beam because it powers up the special attack. But again, thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and until next time, I'm Chaos May 006. Smell you later.